All right, today we're going to dive into a really critical battleground where cutting-edge technology is clashing with our fundamental rights. We're talking about AI, your face, and the law. And this isn't some problem for the future. It's happening right now, every single day, and often in ways we don't even see. So let's break down what's really at stake here.
I want you to just think about this for a second. Modern artificial intelligence is now so powerful that it can pick your face out of a massive crowd, and it only needs one single photo of you to do it. This isn't science fiction anymore, not at all. This is the reality of facial recognition technology today. The power is just immense.
And that right there brings us to the central question of this entire explainer. We've got these incredible, almost unbelievable new capabilities, but does the legal framework that's supposed to protect our most personal information, our privacy, actually stand a chance against them? This is that classic race between innovation and regulation.
Okay, to answer that, let's first take a look at the legal shield we already have in place. Around the world, people are protected by these big, comprehensive data protection laws. We're going to focus on two of the most significant examples to see how they're supposed to work.
So on one side, you've got Europe's famous GDPR, a regulation that has influenced laws all over the world. And on the other, we have a more recent but just as important example, Indonesia's Personal Data Protection Law. Now, both of these are what lawyers call lex generalis, which is just a fancy way of saying they are general laws. They're designed to be a broad, rights-based shield for all kinds of personal data. They really share a core philosophy. Your data is yours, and you should be the one to control it.
So how do these powerful laws handle the very specific type of data that's used in facial recognition? This is where it gets really interesting, because your face, at least in the eyes of the law, isn't just another piece of information about you.
It's classified as biometric data. And the key phrase here, the one to really focus on, is unique identification. See, this isn't like your name or your address, which other people might share. Your facial geometry, your fingerprint, your iris pattern, these things are uniquely yours. And the law absolutely recognizes just how sensitive that makes them. Now, this is where you can see just how seriously these laws take this kind of data. Under GDPR, biometric data gets put into a special category. What that means is that processing it is basically prohibited by default. It's only allowed under very strict conditions. Indonesia's PDP law is just as tough. It classifies it as specific personal data, and that requires your explicit consent before anyone can even think about using it. So on paper, this shield looks pretty impenetrable, right?
Well, here's the crucial turning point in our whole analysis. These laws, they're robust for sure, but what were they actually designed to protect us from? Are we basically trying to block a modern missile with a medieval shield?
And this quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of the problem. These laws, they were written in an era when we were worried about databases and data storage. They were not built to govern systems that don't just store information, but actively predict it.
And this isn't just some small loophole we're talking about. It is a fundamental mismatch. The legal shield we built just wasn't designed for this kind of threat. It has a critical blind spot, and that blind spot is predictive AI.
Okay, let's break this down a bit. Traditional data protection law is all focused on the input. Was this photo collected legally? Is it stored securely? Did you give consent for it to be used? But predictive AI, it's all about the output. It can take public photos of you and generate brand new information about you. It can infer your mood, maybe your health, or even guess your political leanings. So the law is pretty good at governing the data we give it, but it really struggles to govern the conclusions that AI draws.
So what we're left with is what experts are calling a governance gap. It's that space between what our laws can actually see and what modern technology can do. And this gap, well, that's where the risks to our privacy are really starting to grow. So here's the key takeaway from all this. Our laws are incredibly careful about protecting the biometric data we provide. No question about that. But they are almost totally silent on the new data that AI systems create about us from that information. And this leaves these incredibly powerful technologies, like facial recognition, operating in a very dangerous and poorly defined legal gray zone. And that's really the question we're all left with. It's become crystal clear that a legal framework that was designed for the age of databases just isn't enough for the age of artificial intelligence. So as this technology keeps evolving at lightning speed, we have to ask ourselves, what does a law that's truly AI-ready even look like? What kind of shield do we need to build for the challenges of tomorrow?